Imagine sitting in a high-rise apartment at 6 a.m. The city is still sleeping, bathed in that cool blue twilight before the sun breaks the horizon. You are holding a cup of black coffee, the steam rising in slow, hypnotic swirls. It is quiet. Not the eerie quiet of loneliness, but the profound, heavy silence of absolute freedom. You aren't waking up to a jarring alarm on a phone that doubles as your anxiety device. You aren't dreading a commute into a fluorescent-lit box to answer emails from people you don't respect. You are awake because you are excited. You look at your bank account, not to check if you can afford rent, but to see how much your money worked for you while you were asleep. This isn't a fantasy movie or a clip from a music video. This is the reality of someone who figured out the game before their 30th birthday. But right now, let's be honest, that feels like a different universe. Right now, you are probably lying in bed, blue light blasting your retinas, doom scrolling through 15-second clips of other people living the life you want, feeling a heavy knot of dread in your stomach about tomorrow. You feel like an NPC in your own life, watching the main characters have all the fun while you grind for XP that never seems to level you up. The problem isn't that you aren't working hard. That is the biggest lie you've been fed by the school system and your well-meaning but broke relatives. You are working hard. You are stressed. You are exhausted. The problem is that you are playing the game with a broken controller. You think the secret to wealth is saving $5 on a latte or working 80 hours a week at a job that caps your salary. You think rich people are just lucky, or they had rich parents, or they engaged in some Illuminati ritual. While privilege exists, relying on that excuse is the fastest way to stay exactly where you are. The relatable struggle you are drowning in, the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, the Sunday scaries, the feeling of being trapped in the rat race, is designed to keep you tired. It is designed to keep you looking down at your feet, trying not to trip, instead of looking up at the horizon to see where you are actually going. You are running on a treadmill, sweating buckets, heart pounding, convinced you are making progress because it hurts, but you haven't moved a single inch in 3 years. Here's the hard truth, and I need you to really listen because this is going to sting. You are poor because you are addicted to comfort. You are addicted to the cheap, instant gratification that society feeds you to keep you docile. You trade your most valuable asset, your time, for a fixed amount of money, and then you trade that money for temporary distractions to numb the pain of losing your time. It is a cycle of insanity. The secret that the rich learn before 30 is not about the stock market, and it isn't about real estate flipping. The secret is that they view themselves as the asset. They stop acting like consumers and start acting like producers. While you are binge-watching a series on Netflix, they are buying Netflix stock or building a media company. While you are arguing in the comments section of a viral video, they are studying the algorithm that made the video viral so they can replicate it. You are the product. They are the owners. And until you flip that switch in your brain, until you decide that you are done being a battery for the matrix and ready to be the architect, nothing will change. You will turn 30, then 40, then 50 with the same complaints, just with more back pain and more regret. Let's break this down with some simple science, because your brain is currently fighting a chemical war against your success. Every time you pick up your phone to check a notification, your brain releases a hit of dopamine. This is the same chemical released when you gamble or eat sugar. It feels good for a split second, but it fades instantly, leaving you craving another hit. This is the dopamine loop. Most people spend their entire 20s chasing these cheap hits: video games, partying, social media validation, impulse shopping. Wealthy people, however, master the art of delayed gratification. They understand that real success doesn't give you a dopamine hit today, it gives you a massive, life-changing release of serotonin and oxytocin, the chemicals of deep satisfaction and bonding, 5 years from now. They are willing to be bored. They are willing to do the unsexy work that doesn't get likes on Instagram. Furthermore, we need to talk about cortisol and neuroplasticity. When you are broke and stressed, your body is flooded with cortisol, the stress hormone. High cortisol levels literally shrink your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for long-term planning and decision-making. Poverty literally makes you dumber by keeping you in survival mode. You can't think about a 5-year business plan when you are worried about making rent on Friday. But here's the good news: neuroplasticity. Your brain is not fixed. It is like soft clay. Every time you do something difficult, every time you resist the urge to scroll and instead open a book, every time you choose to work on your side hustle instead of going to the club, you are physically rewiring the neural pathways in your brain. You are forging new roads in the jungle of your mind. At first, it's hacking through dense vegetation with a machete. It's hard, it hurts, and it's slow. But if you keep walking that path, eventually it becomes a dirt road, then a paved street, then a superhighway. The rich have rewired their brain to find pleasure in progress, not in consumption. You need to hack your own biology to escape the trap. This requires a fundamental identity shift. You have to kill the version of you that currently exists. The version of you that says, "I can't afford that," needs to die, replaced by the version of you that asks, "How can I afford that?" The version of you that identifies as a student, employee, or struggling artist needs to be buried. You must start identifying as a builder, an investor, and a creator. You are not someone who is trying to get rich. You are a wealthy person who is currently in the process of collecting their money. This sounds like fake it till you make it, but it's deeper. It's about alignment. If you believe you are a healthy person, you don't eat junk food because that is not what healthy people do. If you believe you are financially free, you don't waste 3 hours a day on TikTok because that is not what financially free people do. You treat your time with the same aggression that a mother bear protects her cubs. You become ruthless with your focus. You stop hanging out with friends who only want to drink and complain, not because you hate them, but because you love your future self more. So, how do we actually do this? How do we bridge the gap between the science and the bank account? We need a plan that cuts through the noise. First, you need to perform a ruthless time audit. For the next 3 days, track every single minute of your day. Be honest. How much time is spent sleeping, eating, working your job, and, crucially, how much time is disappearing into the void of screens? You will likely find you have 4 to 5 hours every single day that are bleeding out. That's your capital. That's your seed money. Step 2 is the high-value skill acquisition. Stop trying to find easy ways to make money online. They are scams. Instead, pick a skill that the marketplace values: coding, sales, copywriting, video editing, project management. Dedicate those reclaimed 4 hours to mastering this skill. Not dabbling, mastering. Become so good they can't ignore you.
Step 3 is the creation over consumption rule. For every hour of content you consume, you must produce an hour of value. If you watch a YouTube video on finance, you write a summary or create a budget. If you read a book on business, you draft a business plan. Stop being a passive sponge and start being an active engine. Step 4 involves your network. You have heard that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It is a cliche because it is true. If your friends are broke, uninspired, and cynical, you will remain broke, uninspired, and cynical. It is simple mirroring neurons. You need to find a tribe, even if it's just online communities at first, of people who are running the same race as you. And finally, step 5 is the pay yourself first algorithm. Before you pay Netflix, before you buy those sneakers, before you pay for dinner, you automatically transfer a percentage of your income into an investment vehicle. You make it invisible. You learn to live on less so that your money can breed more money. This is how you escape the gravitational pull of poverty. Now I want you to close your eyes for a second. Seriously, do it. I want you to visualize your future self. It is 5 years from today. You're walking into a room and there is a different energy about you. Your shoulders are back, your head is high. You aren't rushing. You're dressed well, not in flashy logos, but in quality materials. You look healthy, your skin is clear, your eyes are bright. You sit down at a table with friends who are discussing ideas, not people. They're talking about their latest ventures, their travels, the impact they are making on the world. You check your phone and there are no urgent, panicked texts from a boss. There is just a notification that a project you built 3 years ago just paid you again. You feel a sense of profound peace. You realize that the anxiety that used to live in your chest, that heavy stone you carried around for your entire 20s, is gone. It has been replaced by gratitude. You look back at the version of you watching this video right now. You see that scared, confused, hopeful kid, and you want to reach through time and hug them. You want to tell them, thank you. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for doing the hard things when nobody was watching. Thank you for sacrificing the weekends so we could have this life. This reality is waiting for you. It is sitting there in the quantum field of possibilities, just waiting for you to collapse the wave function and make it real. But it requires a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice the comfort of your current mediocrity. You have to sacrifice the approval of people who don't understand your vision. You have to sacrifice the easy dopamine of the present for the deep fulfillment of the future. The path is going to be lonely at times. You will doubt yourself. You will fail. You will launch things that flop. You will lose money. You will cry in your car out of frustration. But every single one of those moments is a brick in the foundation of the palace you were building. The rich don't avoid failure. They eat failure for breakfast. They know that failure is just data collection. It is the tuition you pay for the education that no university can give you. The clock is ticking. Every second that passes is a second you never get back. You are dying. Slowly, surely, we are all dying. The question is, are you really living, or are you just existing, waiting for permission to be great? Nobody is coming to save you. No politician, no lottery ticket, no magical inheritance. You are the hero of this movie, and we are at the part of the script where the hero has to make a choice. Do they stay in the village and live a small, safe life, or do they grab their sword, leave the safety of the campfire, and head into the dark forest to slay the dragon and claim the gold? The dragon is your fear. The gold is your freedom. The secret rich people learn before 30 is that life is malleable. It is not a rigid structure that you have to fit into. It is a playground that you can shape if you have the discipline and the vision. You have the same 24 hours as Elon Musk, as Beyoncé, as the person you admire most. The difference is not their DNA. The difference is their operating system. Today, right now, you can choose to upgrade your software. You can choose to reject the programming of the masses. You can choose to be the glitch in the simulation. So here's what you're going to do. You are not going to click on the next video in your recommended feed that promises funny cat moments or celebrity gossip. You are going to put your phone down. You are going to take out a piece of paper and a pen, an analog tool for a digital world, and you are going to write down exactly who you intend to be. You are going to write down the cost of your freedom, and then you are going to get to work. The world is noisy, distracting, and chaotic, but you are going to be a laser beam of focus. You are going to build something that lasts. You are going to make your last name mean something. The door is open, the car is running, the future is waiting. Get in the driver's seat. Subscribe to this channel if you are ready to join the 1% who actually execute. Smash that like button to tell the algorithm that you are done with the nonsense and ready for the knowledge. Share this with one friend who needs to wake up. Now, go build your empire.